Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Breakfast in Bed. I am joined by Karen Harper Lain, who is a part of the Butler County Arts Guild, who helps artists around Butler County.
Yes.
But she's also an artist herself, an author of a children's book.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you got started being an author and why children's books?
Well, I've always wanted to write and have written a lot, just never had tried to get published. This little book kind of wrote itself for me, and just so happened that I have a publisher who lives down the road from me, and all the stars were in alignment, and she was interested in the book, and so I wrote it. It's primarily just, I call it a little book with a big message. It's primarily for children who have ever been teased about where they live, what neighborhood they might live in, that kind of thing. It's just to affirm that no matter where you live, all families are equal, and the most important thing in a family is love.
Now, I actually can relate. I grew up in a trailer park, and I didn't live there for very long because we lived in Virginia. We moved to Kentucky, and it kind of affected me a little bit. How did your personal experience affect the way that you wrote the book?
I have to say I was teased a little bit when I moved into a mobile home, and I started thinking about that. Of course, that didn't bother me because, you know, I chose to live there. It's where I wanted to live, and it's a very wonderful home. And I started to think, however, about children who grew up in mobile homes and what they might face as far as being teased or anything like that. As time went on, it dawned on me that the people who lived in my mobile home before me were a family. I found different things that showed that children used to live there, and I started to think about that family and what they were like. And did they think that because they lived in a mobile home as children, when they got older, did they look back on their life and think it was any lesser of a better childhood because they happened to grow up in a mobile home? So it just kind of all of that fit together. The name of the book is Lulabelle's Story, and it's told from a little bit of a different perspective because it's told from the perspective of the trailer. And her name is Lulabelle, and she talks all about the family who lives in her.
And where can younger adults that are having children, or even older adults that are having younger kids in their life, such as grandchildren, go get the book or obtain the book?
The simplest way is probably just to go to my website, which is KarenHarperLain.com. They can also give me a call if they want. My number is 270-993-8542, and I'll be glad to fix them right up.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining me, Karen.
Thank you for having me.